Good morning. I wanted to talk this morning about pricing. Now I'm driving, so I can't look at the screen, so you're just going to have to listen to me. Now, pricing is a very interesting one. If you ask most PTs, and I'm assuming you don't want to be most PTs, which is why you're in a marketing and sales group to help grow your business, most PTs will try to undercut the competition. Okay, so if your competition is charging £50 a session, you're more likely to go in at 45 or 40 per session. Why? Mindset. Because you think that people will pay less or will be more willing to pay less and therefore take up your programs. But you have forgotten the golden rule, if this is your way of thinking. And the golden rule is, if they pay attention. And the second part of the golden rule is, the more they pay attention. So if you're charging £20 a session, how likely is that person to be committed? How likely are they to turn up when it's raining and it's cold and it's miserable and they had a long day and they're tired and they've only paid £20? They're not going to be invested in the program. They're going to be like, nah, I don't really fancy it, because they only pay £20. Now, if I flip that round and say, all right, now you're going to charge £200 a session, what type of person do you think is going to buy that program? Are they going to be committed to doing the work for £200 per session? You better fucking believe they are. Why? Because if they pay attention. I can't stress this enough. If you're not charging what you're worth, or if you're charging pennies, you're going to get wasters. All right? So if you're charging less than all your competition, like, first question is this: are you better than the competition around you? Like, if you are, why are you charging less? If you're offering personal training, nutritional services, supplementation guidelines, home workouts, follow-up plans, measuring, accountability, getting them on calls, getting them in Facebook groups, all this type of stuff, why the fuck are you not charging for that? You should be charging for that. You are devaluing yourself. You're not respecting yourself, and you're not respecting your clients if you're not charging them a decent amount of money. There is no nobility in being poor. And this is a big issue that I see with trainers. There's no nobility in being poor. Charge what you're worth. All right? Now, if you're scared about asking for the money on the call, well, that's a different matter. That comes down to mindset again, but that's a problem with sales. And that's where you need work. But if you're not charging enough, you're not going to get committed clients. And you're always going to be struggling, always going to be worrying about paying bills or whether you can afford the rent. Right? And that's a shit way to live. I've been there. I started off with that stupid mindset of, I need to charge. I think I started charging like £45 a session to undercut the rest of my competition. And bear in mind, I did this for like 2 months. And then I was like, fuck, I'm so busy and I'm not getting paid any money. So I had a mentor at the time, and he was like, double your price and you'll lose half your clients. And I was like, oh shit, I don't want to do that, because, that's 90 quid a session. I didn't feel worthy of it. But I did raise the price, and I've been raising it ever since, because the value that I give to my clients is high. So therefore, I demand from them a monetary value of which commands which respects the value that I give to them, right? And I have clients that wouldn't pay a cheap rate for anything, right? When you hang around with enough people who have money, you know that if something's too cheap, they don't want to spend the money. They literally, if you're going to buy it, think of it like this, right? If you had a Ferrari, brand new, and it was on sale for £100, would you buy it? You'd be like, nah, it's too cheap for something that higher quality, with that much prestige, for £100. Something's not quite right. Well, it's the same with your training. If you're offering a high quality service and you're only charging £30, £40, £50, £60, then people are going to think something's not quite right. This guy can't possibly be offering this much value for this small amount of money. I think it's a scam. I'm going to look elsewhere. Okay, so value yourself. Charge your prices accordingly, all right, and you'll attract the right clients. People always want high-paying clients. They want clients with a lot of money, and then they charge £20. The only people you're going to attract charging £20 is people with no fucking money. Do you see how that makes no sense? You want people who have money, high-paying clients, and you charge 20 quid. You're never going to get anywhere. Or you do small group sessions where everyone pays a £5. Brilliant. You're going to get people who can only afford to pay £5. And are they going to take it seriously? No way. Because £5 is neither here nor there. I don't think I've ever met anyone who couldn't pay like 20 or 25 pounds a week to train. And remember this, if people are ringing you up for personal training, they know they have to spend money, okay? So when they tell you that they can't afford it, they are full of shit, and you are buying their bullshit. And that's on you to get better at calling them on their shit or handling their objections, which comes down to being better at sales. I can give you the shortcut to business success in 0 to 2 years. Sales. That's fucking it. Like, even if you're a shit trainer, which I hope you're not, and if you are, then best to leave the group, because I don't want to help shit trainers. If you're a good trainer, and I'm assuming you are, the only way to grow your business is through sales. Right? You can do it through word of mouth. That'll work. But it will take you 10 years. Can you afford to pay the bills for 10 years while you build up a selection of clients? 10 years. That's how long it takes to build up word of mouth. Unless you pick up the phone and start dialing. Alright, but you must charge accordingly. Otherwise, you're going to make yourself miserable, you're going to resent your clients, you're going to resent your job, you're going to hate it and wish that you had a normal job, which is more secure and less freedom. And let's be honest, most of us that are running gyms or running our own personal training companies, the biggest advantage is the freedom that you get. Right? And if you're not charging what you're worth, you're going to be poor and free. Well, being poor in anything is not going to help you. Right? There is no nobility in poverty. Alright, if you got any questions, if this was helpful, pop the details below, and I'll speak to you guys soon.